so lovely to meet you. As I said, Der Aay Durust Aaye. But I must tell you, after Brahmastra, if there was one person that everyone was talking about, sab par na junoon ka junoon chad gaya tha.
Thank you so much. Really, I am also extremely overwhelmed with the reaction that I got. You know, I knew because Karan sir and Ayan both had told me that, you know, you've done something, you've done well in the film, and it is something special for you. I did not know how an audience would accept me in those outlandish clothes, you know, the garb, the makeup, and, you know, I was talking in Shuddha Hindi, and so it was again an unearthly character. So I am very, very happy and grateful that it's been received so well. And I, like, even now when I am, you know, at the airports or in a public space, and people, you know, they always come up to me, and one thing that they mention is Junoon and Brahmastra. So I feel very good. How have you been?
I have been absolutely okay, but just, you know, chugging along. And, you know, that's what I was saying. Movies like Brahmastra and all have finally given that ray of hope that this industry was so desperate to seek, you know. So I'm very happy.
Me too. I'm also actually very happy. In fact, I remember right before the release, there was just so much noise with boycott Bollywood, and, you know, so much trolling for no rhyme or reason, because, you know, if you're trolled for anyway, I'm using the wrong words, because trolling never has any rhyme or reason. There's no point of trolling, to be very honest, to begin with. But yeah, it was very scary, because somehow you know, we all felt like it was affecting all the films that were releasing at that point in time. So I'm just very happy that it has worked. Also, with a film like Brahmastra, it was very important because, you know, 5 years is a very, very long time to kind of for you to be passionate towards a project. It's Ayan's brainchild. I think he's given it his everything, and all of us were waiting with so much hope that, you know, finally this film is releasing, and, you know, it should do well. And it was about a man who dreamt. I'm talking about Ayan, obviously. He, you know, he dreamed to kind of make it the way that it looks, with the VFX and the CG work. And there was a lot of hard work that has gone into making this project. So I remember being very, very nervous right before the release, and you know, and I'm just happy it turned out well.
You made bad look really good. Huh?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Means a lot coming from you.
I mean, but honestly, Amanya, I've seen your journey. I mean, because when you played Sati, you became synonymous with that character. So if you're an actor who manages to make her character so synonymous with herself, you're doing something right there.
Thank you so much. But I wish I could take a lot of credit for Junoon, but I have to give it all to Ayan, to be very honest. He navigated the entire journey like a boss. He told me something very, very clearly, that, you know, everything about Junoon is very, very, it's inward. It's her relationship with Brahmadev is that of my relationship with Shivji or Krishna. So, and that is the point I had to operate from. I had to forget all about who was there and what was happening all around me. At the same time, you know, the confidence her confidence isn't loud, and she needed to evoke fear just by being in a situation, not even doing anything, just by standing there, being there. So there was a lot of unlearning that I had to do in the entire journey, and I think it's the most difficult character I have played.
But you did it well, and I'll tell you, I'll be very honest, not because we are speaking, but a lot of people I heard after the movie, not taking away from the film, everyone did a great job, but वो होता है ना, एक character या एक scene के बारे में बात करते हैं. Everyone was literally around me. It was like Shah Rukh Khan and Moni's scenes. I mean, literally.
Thank you.
So what was it? King Khan को भैया जी टक्कर दे रही हूँ मैं, वो आपसे like.
See my plight. I mean, when you join the industry, or when you become an actor, I think every actress's dream is to romance Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. And there I was standing, fighting with him, trying to kill him. So I was like, what's going on? But I remember I usually, because I come from TV and we are used to mugging up so many lines. So it comes very naturally to me. So on that beautiful night, because we shot like for 5-6 nights back to back. An AD comes to my vanity van, and she asked me, "Are you ready? Are you prepped? Do you need to go over your lines?" I'm like, no, I'm all set. And I have gone on set, met him. In the first word, I have fumbled. First word. So, Ayan kind of saw that, and he came to me, and I'm like, I'm having an out of body experience. This isn't happening. So, that's why I keep like taking his name again and again and again, because he's just such a big factor of kind of grounding you, keeping you rooted to your character, keeping you connected to why you were there on that set that very day, what was the purpose of that scene in that moment. And he kind of helped me through it. And the next few days of shooting, I remember I just had so many questions. I was just ranting in front of him, and I would just ask him about his process with a certain character. And he's so witty, so charming, so intelligent. I mean, it's another thing, just like listening to his interviews or like watch him act and romance on screen. But when you're talking to him, you kind of just realize what a legend of a man he is.
Absolutely. He's a masterclass, as I say. He's really a
yeah. He's amazing.
Totally. But this has also been a very, very special year for you, all set for your first anniversary with Mr. Nambiar.
Yes. I think this has been my one of my happiest years in my life, to be very honest. And I have been wanting to be married since I was, I think, 19 years old. I believe in the institution. I only have very, very happily married like friends around me. All my best friends, my childhood besties, everybody is married and they're supremely happy with their partners. So I've always kind of believed in the institution and I wanted it to happen for me. But there was a point in time where I was, I think, single for almost 2 years, and I was like, okay, this isn't in like charts for me, and it's never going to happen. And then I meet Suraj, and obviously this January we got married, and time flies. It'll be a year on the 27th next month.
What was that one thing that was about Mr. Nambiar, Suraj, that और किसी में नहीं था? वो एक factor was like जो इसमें बात
what made me feel like he's a potential husband for me, there were two things. One was that he gave me immense perspective, and I'll tell you what it was that struck me on our third or fourth date. And the second was how much he loves his family, his mom and dad. So he gives them so much love and respect. I knew that if I had to be a part of that family, he'd treat me the same way. So that says a lot about a man, I guess. And, so at that point in time, this is right before the lockdown. And, I was in a hard phase in my career, and so on and so forth. And, I used to complain to him, or I'd be a little restless and anxious, and I'd share, and he was a very good listener. Till one fine day, he told me, Moni, how big the world is, how many there are billions of people in the world, so much history, so many cultures, so many different professions, so much to see and learn, and all you're worried about is Bombay, Bandra, and Bollywood. So that kind of, I was like, whoa, like that's true. Like, why? And I'm so happy now. I have co-founded Ultimate Gurus with him, and we're coming up with some restaurants, and I'm trying to do different stuff and some other things that they're still brewing. It's in their initial phase. So I am trying to keep myself open, keep my mind open, put my education to some use. And so he gives me a lot of perspective on a day-to-day basis. And he doesn't, he's also a person who doesn't take my sadness very seriously. He just thinks that, it's women are more sensitive in general, and they go through. So he constantly tells me how sometimes when I feel negative about certain things, and they are just unwanted emotions that are going to come and go. Like guests come to visit, but eventually they leave. So it's like that. So yeah. I can go on and on about Suraj. You understand that you're asking about
so sweet,
my
as I said.
husband.
So sweet. जैसे कोई पिक्चर आपकी उनको बहुत अच्छी लगी है, ब्रह्मास्त्र देखी उन्होंने? क्या वो पिक्चर नहीं?
He was embarrassing. So we kind of booked some tickets for like we were actually, there was 60 of us who went to see, because there was no screening. So we booked a theater and we all went, and he was just like hooting for me and rooting for me and whistling for me, and it was just embarrassing. I'd had to like stop him to do that. And I had all my closest friends and family, and there are people who who came from Chicago just to see the movie with us, from Dubai, from Abu Dhabi. I have like rock solid friends and family, and so they were all so overwhelmed, and I was just like, and I was very very scared. Like I told you, they're my biggest critics. Like they've at some point they've come to me and they've told me, why would you embarrass us like that? Why did you do this particular thing or ad or project or this or that? And so I was petrified, because again I was like, she is a different character, a character that people wouldn't expect me to play. So, or it was like that in my head. So when they all loved it, and they were like, some few of them were in tears, and yeah, it was very emotional for me that day.
आपकी बात सुन के ना all ladies who want a Suraj Nambiar clone.
Yeah, he's quite nice. I like him.
So sweet. अच्छा, अभी आपके fans ने questions भेजे हैं. Since Junoon means obsession, what is your?
My obsession. There are quite a few. Books, my pups. I'm obsessed with my friends and my people, my husband. Yeah.
Ranveer or Akshay, the co-star you would want to work with again?
Both. Why should I choose between them two?
यार ये सवाल तो, और फिल्म जिसको देख के आपको लगा I wish I could have been part of that.
Recently I saw Wednesday. I want to be Wednesday. She wears as much black as I do, but I'm exactly the opposite of her, like a character, because she's dark and twisty, and I'm so happy-go-lucky all the time, like beaming with energy and smiles. So yeah, that I have to work on, but otherwise Wednesday.
But to be Junoon and that goth look, sometimes you have to also channel that inner darkness. I know you're a very spiritual person, and you're the kind of person who wouldn't want negativity, but to get under Junoon,
I think
कुछ aspect था कि वो निकला बाहर, कुछ like.
I think it comes from the fact that I'm very, very spiritual. It comes from the fact that, Junoon's relationship with Brahmadev is like that, how I feel about Krishna or Shiva.
Okay.
That is where I think all the, like I said, she's inherently powerful. Her confidence is very quiet. Everything is inside of her. So, and even though you might feel like, of course, Junoon is an evil character. She is the negative character in the film, but she is the antagonist of the film. But I think she is very, very focused. She was one person with the most focus. If you see the narrative of the film, she had only one ambition, to get the pieces of Brahmastra and put them together so that she would awaken Brahmadev. So and yeah, that was the only thought that was in my mind, and that was the only process that I kind of followed through building up the character, and what the journey of that character went through in the film, to be honest.
That's what they say, if you make a character, people hate that character and get that you have excelled. It's just that you look so beautiful. It was tough to hate you, but the thing was that she is like, you're like, isko khatam karo, so
I've killed a lot.
Marvel wale aaye to kaun sa character aap bologe other than Wonder Woman?
Yeah, how do you know? Everybody, Wonder Woman is DC anyway, but
but DC Marvel universe, if you would get
Black Widow, she's quite badass. Yeah.
You play her well.
I actually want to be Doctor Strange because I love wizards. But then if they cast a girl, yeah,
Why
Yeah,
not?
but that's not going to happen because Cumberbatch is like the best ever.
Why not?
Because
You can
I
always-
love. I mean, these are the two characters that I love.
Lovely. So किसी ने ये पूछा compliment that you received, which actually was not a compliment.
Oh, I have received a lot of them in my life. People, trying to be sarcastic, thinking you don't get them, but it's okay. You shouldn't focus on the negative too much.
Complete the sentences. If you could ask one actor one question, you would ask.
My God, I have so many questions, but I think it would be from Madhuri ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be about how to work on your expressions, how to do them as beautifully as she does, and how to be that spontaneous. Like if you give her a song and she just like enacts it with her hands and with her eyes and her facial expressions, and just makes it dance, makes it poetry in motion. So yeah, I would love to learn the craft from her.
I just saw her dancing to that song that's gone viral by that young Pakistani girl called Aisha, Mere Dil Ke Sahare Aja. And then between the two of them, I was like, who do I look at?
Okay. Yeah, true.
She's just fabulous.
Beautiful.
Totally. One misconception about Bollywood that you had before you became the actor that you are in this industry.
I didn't really have any. I had no idea. I was clueless about Bollywood, to be very honest. I had no misconceptions. I was clueless.
जिन्हें ये पूछा नागिन और जुनून your favorite character?
Can't choose. Sorry.
अरे बाप. But honestly, Nagin and
how
Junoon,
can you choose between Nagin and Junoon?
No, yaar. Both were badass and both excelled at what they did. It would be tough. It would be unfair to the other.
Unfair to the other. That's why.
Most embarrassing thing that you've ever done in public?
I think my gown tore in between a cocktail in a wedding, and thankfully it was in Olive in Delhi. So there are the other boutiques. So my friends held me like that and ran, and I was dancing. Like I was literally dancing like Ross and Monica. Their 8th standard choreography. Yeah, something like that I was doing. And it was so tight. It was like a mermaid gown. It just snapped open, the entire thing. And then I had to be like, I wore something else from the boutique. And nothing can, I think, cross that experience.
And everybody are very curious to know about the Alia. I mean, now they've become parents also, Alia and Ranveer. What was it like on set? Wahan se to unki love story shuru hui. It's such a special film.
For them, that is their story to tell. That I don't like. All I remember about our experience of working, about my experience of working with them was they're very, very cute together. And I remember, they were so much at ease with each other. The world knows they're brilliant actors, but one thing I kind of was very surprised with was how they used to never leave the set. They were always on set, whether it was when the set was being lit, they were present for all the rehearsals again and again and again for good. Like if they didn't absolutely need to go back to their vanity vans, they wouldn't go. And for me to see two of the biggest stars of the country do that, you have a newfound respect for them. So that is something that I saw and I I admired a lot.
Somebody has asked a word of advice you would want to give youngsters who are aspiring to get into the industry, because you've also charted your path from television to films to picking and choosing to things were not easy for you. You've spoken about it. What would you tell youngsters who are aspiring? Because today you are looking like someone who is at a place that they would want to be.
An advice that I would give to my young self would be to work on the craft, to do a little bit of homework, to probably go to an acting school. So prep is very important. So all the youngsters who are trying to be actors, I would ask them to also be very, very serious about what they want to do. Also to know that if that is where their true passion lies. I think that's where sometimes we are misled. Like I wanted to be an IAS officer, and that was what I was studying for. But once I started acting and I was in Bombay, working, is when I realized that my heart, my true passion lies here. So that's something very, very important. Find out what you love doing and then give it your all.
Absolutely. Since you travel a lot, what do you do at duty free? Duty free, mein, what is your guilty pleasure?
Don't ask. Don't ask. I only shop. But I have become much better, you know. Earlier on, I was a very, very impulsive shopper. Now I kind of have a list. So because last few years I've been in Dubai a lot, and you know, now consciously I try not going to Dubai Mall and shop in duty free, because I'd shop much lesser in the duty free than I would in Dubai Mall. So yeah.
A lot of people want to know your beauty regime because your skin just looks amazing.
I have very so is yours, glowing. It's glowing. Yeah. No, so my skin regime is very, very simple. Actually, I use a normal day cream and a night cream given by my dermatologist, and I use a lot of sunscreen. But you know, one thing that is completely underrated is, I think, drinking water. People are not drinking enough water. I keep, like, whoever asks me, I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is have gallons of water, because it's just so important. And also, I can't really take much credit for my skin and hair. I'm a Bengali, so it's kind of passed on from generations, I think.
And Jate, since good times is Desi at heart, how Desi at heart are you?
I'm a village girl. I'm as Desi as I can be. And I take pride in being an Indian. And I think we are the country with the richest culture, with culture and history and beauty and poetry and prose, and literature. So yeah, I love being Indian. I wouldn't want to be anybody else but a Desi girl.
एक बात बता, one Instagram trend or social media trend that totally gets you like you don't get it.
A lot of the songs and reels, you know, I don't want to. In fact, yeah, I'm not, like, I try doing one or two of them, but most of them I kind of fail at, and I feel like, okay, how are they making this? Like, how do they stop? And you know, making a reel is an art, like, and it takes a lot of time. I used to think that, okay, if I put on the camera and I start, it's not like that. Even when I want to make like a straightforward reel, which is playing for like 30 seconds, I still take about like half an hour to kind of perfect it, because you're constantly like making some or the other mistake. So I can't even imagine when you have to do kind of editing and like cut the songs and like fast forward, rewind. It's a lot of technicality. So yeah, I suck at them.
Totally.
I'm very bad at them.
I totally feel you. And जाते 2023 आ गया, आपकी first anniversary भी आया, तो क्या plan है?
कुछ plan नहीं है, thankfully, and I have prayed for this time for a long time. I'm busy all of December. I'm busy all of January. Hopefully, I'll take a couple of days off during my anniversary. That's it. I'm working, and I'm very happy to be working. I only want to work.
If you could wish the viewers of Good Times a happy New Year from your side.
I wish you all a very, very happy and prosperous New Year. Have an amazing New Year ahead.
आपको कोई resolution है 2023 के लिए?
Work ही नहीं करता, क्या फायदा resolution बना के?
But more power to you, and wanting to see a lot more such characters from you. Yeah, I mean, way to go.
Thank you so much. I love you. Always have, always will. Thank you for having me here today.
You can actually take 2022 as your year. You know that. Therefore, it's always good to have a year.
Thank you.
More power. More power. Thank you so much, my dear.